Hello everyone, you're welcome to Kiltoom here, St Bridget's GAA Club for the Division 3 semi-final, the meeting of Kildare and Sligo. We're going to start with the Kildare team. Number 1, Mary Hulgrain from Moorfield. Number 2, Claire Sullivan from Carberry. Number 3, Lara Gilbert from Kildang and Nerney. Number 4, Mia Doherty from Leixlip. Number 5, Lauren Murta from Milltown. Number 6, Louise Lenehan from Kill. Number 7, Hazel McLaughlin of Eadstown. In midfield, we have Siobhan O'Sullivan, also from Eadstown, with her Eadstown partner there in crime. Number 9, Gráinne Keneally. Number 29 there, Ciara Wheeler, is coming in at the half-forward line. And we have centre forward there, Lara Kern from Milltown. Captain today, Grace Clifford, is starting there at number 12. Number 13 is Ellen Dowling. Number 14, Nessa Dooley. Number 15, Aoife Rattigan. Just on to the Sligo team now. There are 2 changes to that starting 15. So we'll start with number 1, Leona Gaughan. Number 2, Aoife Morrisroe. Number 3, Michelle McNamara. Number 4, Jackie Mulligan. Number 5, Sarah Cunny. Number 6, Lauren Bowles. Number 7, Sinead Regan. Number 8, and captain today, Nicola Brennan. Number 9, Sarah Reynolds. Number 10, Laura Ann Laffey. And starting there in centre forward is Emma Cavani, wearing number 24. Number 18, Tara Walsh. Number 13, Denise McGrath. Number 14, Katie Walsh. And number 15, Ciara Gilroy. Today's referee from Mayo is Kevin Corcoran. He has some Corcoran relatives there as umpires, and Jerry Carmody also on the umpire line there. The captains have just met with the referee there, and we should be ready to start within a few moments. As I said earlier, it's the semi-final here, Division 3. It's all to play for both teams. Both teams still getting their last few kicks in, last few shots in on the warm-up. While it looks a little bit overcast out there, it is absolutely roasting here in Kiltoom, so there will be subs used, no doubt, on both sides during this meeting. Today's game is brought to you with the sponsors of Lidl, with their hashtag Serious Support campaign. They're supporting women's football. And both teams are just pulling in for, well, Sligo are pulling in for their last few moments for the team talk. And now we'll have Aaron Naveen. Everyone's set to go here in Kiltoom. It's meeting between Sligo and Kildare. It's our first weekend with a lightening of restrictions here, and we have a number of spectators on either side here for both sides of the team. So it's great to have a bit more of an atmosphere here with the crowds. It's the first time in the last few weeks since county football has been back. So it is great to see. Best of luck to both sides now in the semi-final meeting. As I said earlier, there'll be plenty of subs used, so we'll try and get them as best we can here. Both teams just pulled in now for the final Final words of advice and encouragement, as it's all to play for here in Kiltoom today. Referee Kevin Corcoran from Island 80 is ready to go, blowing the whistle to let the girls know that he wants to start sooner rather than later. Ball is thrown in. It's Grace Clifford reaching up for it, but it seems to be broken away there to the Sligo side of the team. We have Emma Cavani, the first ball, sends a high ball in. 50-50 ball, but Sligo come away the better for it. Tara Walsh over the far side, looking for options. She has an option over here in the stand side, but Sligo continuing their attack down the middle. Kildare doing well, putting pressure on Sligo, not making it easy for them. Sinead Regan now with the ball straight down the middle. Grace Clifford for company. That ball is hand passed in, and Sligo are still in the attack. They take their first shot of this game, and that shot is over the bar as the ref deems it. The white flag is raised and waved. Kildare on the attack there. Lara Curran over the far side, baiting her way down, looking for options. She finds one in Aoife Rotkin holding on to possession, sends it back to Lauren Murta. Lauren Murta sends the ball straight across to Ciara Wheeler, who's wearing 29, but she started here today. She is an option in and Grace Clifford over the far side. She goes to the shot herself, comes off the post. It's tidied up there by the Sligo defence. They're trying to work it out through the hands. Sligo on the attack, similar to Kildare. They have a good strong defence and they are quick at moving that ball out their half. Sligo still on the attack. Grace Clifford standing that player up there, Tara Walsh, but Tara finds the Sligo player and they're still on the attack. Dirty ball knocked down to the ground there, but Sarah Reynolds is there to tidy it up, and Sarah looking around for options. She finds one in Ciara Gilroy. Ciara Gilroy still driving through, but Claire Sullivan is there for company and she's hanging onto every single opportunity there to tackle, but it's a huge dummy soul there by Emma Cavani. She just collides with Gráinne Keneally there. And the referee Kevin Corcoran decides it should be a free for Kildare. Kildare on the attack. Lauren Murta coming straight down the middle, looking for an option. She finds on a Lara Curran. Lara Curran over the far side gives it a long hand pass in there into Ellen Dowling. Ellen Dowling looking, she gives a go at it. The ball is dropping. Referee deems pushing the back. Ball out for Sligo. As I said earlier, Sligo working it out quickly. Kildare in a rush to get back. Nearly the entire Kildare team are back in their half. Lara Curran getting a hand in. Doesn't stop Sinead Regan though coming with the ball. Great ball broken there by Ciara Wheeler, but it's not enough for Sligo. Another huge tackle there by Ciara Wheeler. Excellent stuff here from the Kildare players, and they win that free. Throw ball in, sorry. Ciara Wheeler and Nicola Brennan up for the ball. Sligo come away the better of it. Sligo still on the attack. Sending a high ball in over the heads in the direction of Katie Walsh, but Gráinne Keneally saw it first and she's gotten to that ball just ahead. She passes it over to Siobhan O'Sullivan, her partner in crime there in midfield. Grace Clifford now on the attack. Finds Lara Kern, who gives it back to Grace. Grace is still on the attack. She has 3 Sligo players around her. She kicks that ball in, spilled on the ground. Nesta Dooley tidies it up, and Nesta with the shot, but it's a great block there from the full back there, Michelle McNamara from Sligo. The ball is just out to the right and wide. Sligo working it out now. Aoife Morrisroe sending that quick hand pass back. She takes it back. She's looking for an option. She goes the hand pass down the middle into the hands of Emma Kilvanny. Emma with a low ball on the ground, but it falls into the hands of Lauren Murta. Lauren Murta sends that ball down towards Ellen Dowling. Again, Ellen looking to get by Aoife Morrisroe, and Ellen does, and she hands it off there to Aoife Rattigan. Aoife Rattigan sends it into Nesta Dooley. Nesta Dooley with the shot, and that's an excellent point there by Nesta Dooley. Sligo again working it out. Jackie Mulligan now with the ball. Sends a long ball over the head of a few Kildare players but into the hands of another. Hand pass off to Siobhan Sullivan. Siobhan finds Hazel McLaughlin, who sends it over to Grace Clifford. Grace Clifford, captain today for Kildare. Looking to instill some sort of excitement there into the team. And Lara Gilbert now wearing number 3 but finding herself on the Sligo 45. She sends that ball over to Lara Kern. Lara Kern looking for an option. She sells the dummy, does it well, and Gráinne Keneally now with the hand pass. She sees her captain Grace Clifford. Grace looks up, she gives a go at it. That is wide to the left hand side and wide. Sligo now with the kick out. Ball finds Sarah Cunny over the far side of the pitch. Sarah Cunny still on the attack. Lauren Murta there for company. Lauren does extremely well there in that tackle, but Sarah didn't give up just yet. Aoife Rattigan now with the ball, sending it over to Ellen Dowling. Ellen Dowling looking at her options. No one's on top for her just yet. Ellen Dowling still with the ball. She finds the option there, Lara Kern, but it's just spilled at Lara's feet there, and Sligo do well to tidy it up there. Jackie Mulligan get a hand on it now, and Sligo are working it out. Ciara Wheeler there not making it too easy on them. Referee allows the free. Sligo on the attack again. Sinead Egan coming up through the middle. Looking for an option, looks to dummy Grace Clifford. She gets the hand pass down towards Katie Walsh. Katie Walsh over the far side in a difficult position. She has Claire Sullivan hanging on to her there for company. Sends the ball back there. Sarah Reynolds. Sligo looking to just keep possession until they get into that scoring opportunity. Tara Walsh now over the far side. Referee says too many steps, Tara, and gives the free against her. Hazel McLaughlin now with the ball and looking for an option. She sends a low ball in here to Ciara Wheeler, who has nobody around her. Ciara Wheeler ploughing on there, looking for some sort of a ball. She sends it in, but it's met there by Aoife Morrisroe, who's marking for Rattigan very well, and Ellen Dowling. Sligo are on the way out. Great hand pass, but it's blocked just ever so slightly by Ciara Wheeler to disrupt the play there for Sligo. And now we have Jackie Mulligan breaking through, and she finds Laura Ann Laffey. Tara Walsh now. Sligo still on the attack. Nicola Brennan now the captain for Sligo, looking for an option, looking to work it into some sort of a scoreable opportunity. Katie Walsh thinks she's found that opportunity. She sends a huge ball in there, and it's taken but fumbled just slightly by the Sligo full forward line. Another shot on there by the corner forward. It's blocked excellently there by Gráinne Keneally. Kildare looking to work that out, but that ball just comes down and into the hands of Lauren Bowles, who read that ball perfectly. Now she has Claire Company and Grace Clifford for company, but let's give away the free there. Katie Walsh lining up to take this one. Katie Walsh now eyeing up her opportunity here to put a score on the board. And she does just that. Quick kick out there taken by Mary Mulgrane into the hands of Gráinne Keneally. Gráinne Keneally looking, she hands it off, and now Claire Sullivan has the ball. She's looking to find Ciara Wheeler. She does find her, and Ciara Wheeler is unmarked at this moment in time. She seems to be unmarked a reasonable amount of this game. The ball, however, is kicked in for a 50-50 ball, and Sligo come away with the ball. Through the attack now, Emma Cavani. Emma Cavani sending it down into the hands of Katie Walsh. Katie Walsh, who has Lisa Lenihan for company. Gráinne Keneally now there. It's goal opportunity on here, but Kildare doing everything in their power to stop that happening, and referee says she's taken too many steps out of that ball. Free for Kildare. Yeah, Claire Sullivan on the attack. Mia Doherty back to Claire Sullivan. Claire Sullivan finding Siobhan O'Sullivan. Hand pass over the head there into the hands of Hayes McLaughlin. Hayes McLaughlin now on the attack, coming down the middle. Lara Kern is there beside her, giving her an option. She does take the option. Referee says you took one too many before you gave it. And it's a free opportunity here for Sligo. Sarah Reynolds on the attack. Hand pass over to Tara Walsh. Tara Walsh looking for options. Lauren Bowles now on the attack, trying to break through that Kildare defence. Grace Clifford is not making that easy on her. Now we have Sinead Regan. Been slightly dispossessed there by Lara Kern, but she does well to take it back. Nicola Brennan sends that ball over. And Sligo still in possession, but they have a lot of Kildare players there for company. Good ball sent in there to Emma Cavani. Siobhan O'Sullivan looking for options. Kildare have taken that turnover, and they have forgotten the ball. Ball fought there on the ground, and it's determined to be a Sligo free by the referee, Kevin Corcoran. That ball is sent in well. It's taken well by Ciara Gilroy, but there are Kildare players there waiting to meet her. Nobody's stepping up to take this free. Sligo now with a reasonable opportunity here. Katie Walsh stepping up to take it. Katie Walsh with the shot. It's come off that post, and Kildare were ready and waiting for it. Kildare on the attack now out of their own defence. Referee says she was pulled, and it's a free out. However, that free is taken just too far away from where it happened. Referee wants to pull it back. Claire Sullivan now with this free. Gives it over to her goalie, Mary Mulgrane, who sends it back to Claire. And Kildare still on the attack there. Ciara Wheeler looking for an option. She does well to hold on to that. She sends a long ball in. That ball is battled fiercely between Sligo and Kildare. Nasa Dooley there looking to reclaim it, but the fullback Michelle McNamara has that tidied up for Sligo. Now we have Sarah Reynolds bursting down the middle looking for an option. She finds her option, she takes it back, and she's straight down the middle Kildare doing well now to get back. Ciara Gilroy read the space, and she got that ball. Now she has Laura Ann Laffey with the ball, looking for an option. Sligo still on the attack, looking to work some sort of a score. Sarah Reynolds now on the attack again. She gives that hand pass in. She gives it to Sinead Regan. Sinead, who's trying to burst past Kildare defence, and back to Ciara Gilroy. Ciara Gilroy, so she'll work it out a little bit further, give themselves some space. Nicola Brennan now with the ball. She sends that high ball over to this side of the pitch to one of our only free players there, Denise McGrath. Denise looking, she's Grace Clifford for company. Denise looking to try and get around Grace, but Grace seems to be each side. The referee says you took too many out of that. Grace now with the free, she's leaving it down. Leaving it down for Mia Doherty, corner back there. Mia Doherty turns around, looks for Hazy McLaughlin. Hazy McLaughlin sends it back over to the goalie there, Mary Hulgrain. Mary sends it out to Claire Sullivan. Claire Sullivan looking for some sort of an option over that side. She is Katie Walsh there for company, and she finds her corner forward there, Aoife Rattigan. Aoife Rattigan sends that long ball in, and it's just dropping low in front of Ellen Dowling. It's a battle now between Ellen Dowling and Aoife Morris Rowe. The ball is spilling, and it's just gone over to the end line there for a 45, deems the umpire. Granny Keneally's taking this one. Granny Keneally with that relatively low ball. It's just dropping in and drops into the hands of the Sligo players, and Sligo are doing well to work their defence. It's Aoife Morris Rowe sends it off, and now Sarah Reynolds, who seems to be just about all over the pitch, sends it up to Tara Walsh. Tara Walsh now looking to find another Sligo player. She finds Sinead Regan. Sinead sells the dummy, and she sends that ball on. Laura Ann Laffey. Laura Ann looking for some other option. Referee said steps. There seems to be a little bit too much taken out of these attacks, according to a referee. Granny Keneally stepping up to take this one. She's looking for an option. She hasn't got a whole lot, so she switches over to the far side of the pitch, where she has Lauren Murtagh. Lauren back to Garania. That ball is given at pace. Siobhan Sullivan sends it over to Hazy McLaughlin. Hazy McLaughlin over to Mia Doherty. The entire defence of Kildare seems to be on the attack here. Mia does very well and gives it off to Ciara Wheeler. Ciara Wheeler back to Siobhan Sullivan, who manages to take that with one hand. Siobhan on the attack. There's 4 Sligo players around her. Low ball sent in. It's tidied up there by Nesta Dooley. Nesta looked like she's going for the shot. She saw Mia dummy anyway. And Ellen Dowling still on the attack. She goes for the shot, and she takes it very well. All level here now in Kiltoon today. Referee just breaking for the water break there. We're just concluding our little water break here now. Referee Kevin Corcoran wants to get on with things. And from the Sligo kick out, where it finished is where it'll start. Gahan that ball over the far side. It's a little bit of a high ball there. That ball is knocked down by Nicola Brennan. But Kildare take that and they just lose it to another high ball there taken out of the sky there, and Nicola Brennan now on the attack over the far side. No Kildare player around her just yet. She sends that ball, looks to go over the heads of a few, but it doesn't go over the head of Gráinne Keneally, and she does well to hold on to it. She switches that ball over to our side of the pitch here. Grace Clifford. Grace is Hazel McLaughlin there for company as well for an option, but Grace keeps going herself. She's looking now for Hazel, and she sends that ball just in front of her and Sarah Reynolds, but referee deems that there is a bit of a foul going on beforehand and deems her free in there for Kildare. Lara Curran now will be stepping up to take this one for Kildare. And the first reasonably scoreable freeze now for Kildare. Lara Curran eyeing this one up. She sends that ball and she sends it right over the bar. Kildare have taken that ball, and Ellen Dowling still in possession there. She's looking to send it over to Nasa Dooley, but that ball is just broken, and referee says it's a push in the back there. Sligo ball out. Sligo looking to move that ball quickly. Sligo on the attack. Low ball sent in. It's dealt with relatively on the ground there. Leisha Lennon sent over Lara Curran now on the attack. Aoife Ratkin over the far side looking for an option. She finds an option and she passes it off, and Lara Curran now back in possession. She sends it to Ellen Dowling. Ellen Dowling looking for Ciara Wheeler, finds Ciara Wheeler. She sends a low enough ball there into Grace Clifford. Grace quiet enough over in that corner. She goes for the shot, and that shot just drops straight over the bar, and it's an excellent score for Kildare. 2 scores unanswered there from Kildare, and they're looking to quieten Sligo now, and Sligo are on the attack out, and Aoife Morris-Rowe there coming from cornerback, coming at pace, looks for an option. She finds the option. She finds that option, Tara Walsh. Tara Walsh sends it over to Sarah Reynolds. Sarah Reynolds switching the direction of the play altogether and sends a low ball in over to Ciara Gilroy. Jackie Mulligan, cornerback, finds herself over into Kildare 45, and she's looking for an option. She's still ploughing on herself, and Lara Curran is keeping her company. And Emma Cavani now working herself into a scoreable opportunity, and she finds Sinead Regan. Sinead Regan with a goal opportunity here. That ball is just dropped because she knows there's too many steps taken out of it. It's a fight in the ground now for this ball. Referee decides that it's a throw ball in now between Sligo and Kildare. Goal opportunity there. He feels that it was an equal fight there for the ball in the box. Grace Clifford now and Emma Cavani going in for this throw ball. Ball is up in the air now, and Emma Cavani comes in way the better of it, and she looks for a player. She finds one. Sligo are on the attack here. Nicola Brennan now in a scoreable position. She finds Tara Walsh. Tara Walsh, there's panic on here to try and get a goal, and we have Laura Ann Laffey on the attack there. That ball is spilled to the ground. And Kildare on the attack. Ciara Wheeler now on this side of the pitch looking for an option. She finds one. Mia Doherty and quick hand pass to Mia's turning and looking for another option. She finds one. Grace Clifford. Gráinne Keneally just gone by there on the attack. She sends that ball in front of Lara Curran. Lara Curran looking for an option. She takes this nice short kick to Ellen Dowling, but their plans are upskilled there by Aoife Morris-Rowe. Sligo looking to work it out. Risky ball there, risky hand pass. Sligo still in possession. Sligo still on the attack here. We have Denise McGrath sending it off to Sarah Reynolds. Sarah Reynolds looking to change the direction over that far side of the pitch, but she switches it up and she gives it to Katie Walsh. Katie Walsh now surrounded by Kildare players, still doing very well to hold that possession. She sends it over to Ciara Gilroy. Ciara Gilroy now looking back for Katie Walsh. Katie looking to get the shot, gets a bit of a block from Kildare. Claire Sullivan there to tidy it up for Kildare. Referee didn't look like he was initially going to give that free, but when Clare didn't get up after that tackle, he just paused the play there shortly. Claire Sullivan, cornerback there from Kildare, seems to be the player that's down, receiving treatment, and her management are standing here on the sideline looking on anxiously, hoping that she gets up, and she does get up. She's fit to continue. Referee says play away there, and Claire's going to, with the restart, sends it to Mary Hulgrain. Mary Hulgrain looks to tidy it up. She does tidy up, but she is tackled ferociously there by Ciara Gilroy, but Kildare come away with the ball. Gráinne Keneally over the far side looking for an option. She tries to sell a dummy. She does sell the dummy to Emma Cavani, and she's looking for an option. She sees Ciara Wheeler, but Ciara Wheeler doesn't see the danger behind her. Referee says that there's too much of a tackle on the player, not the ball, and gives the free to Kildare. Gráinne Keneally sends it back to Mia Doherty. Mia Doherty with a long hand pass over the head to Hazel McLaughlin. Hazel McLaughlin with the low ball in there. That ball is just spilled ever so slightly by Kildare, but they do well. And Ellen Dowling is back on the attack here. She sends the ball right across into the box, and she finds Nessa Dooley, and Nessa Dooley turns. It doesn't even look up at the goals and takes that score. Sligo on the attack now, coming out of defence. It's well turned around by Nessa Dooley there, and Nessa Dooley was fouled, referee says, on the way out. Grace Clifford now stepping up to take this one. Turns around and looks for a cornerback, Mia Doherty, who set up that excellent play earlier on, and Mia Doherty is bursting through. She's looking for an option. She finds on Hazel McLaughlin. Hazel McLaughlin is coming into that danger zone where she might take a shot herself. She's surrounded by Sligo players, and the Sligo player does very, very well to block that shot. Hazel McLaughlin not giving up yet, and she's still fighting for that ball alongside Lara Curran, but Sarah Reynolds is coming out now for Sligo on the attack, straight down the middle. And she'll be taken on by Siobhan O'Sullivan, but Sligo still have possession until Leisha Lenihan breaks away with that play, finds Grace Clifford. Grace Clifford has turned that ball around, giving it to Nessa Dooley, but that ball is broken down by Sligo despite Leisha Lenihan's attempts there to win it back for Kildare. Sligo still on the attack over the far side now. Sinead Regan to Lauren Bowles. Michelle McNamara now full back, looking to work it out. She finds her full forward there to Katie Walsh. Katie Walsh sends it up to Ciara Gilroy. Ciara Gilroy looking to get by Claire Sullivan. Sends a low ball in there, but Gráinne Keneally tries to deal with it on the ground. Emma Cavani picks it up and is looking to work a score. All sorts of collisions going on over there and the Kildare side of things, but Sligo go for the shot. Tara Walsh takes that shot, but it goes over to the right hand side and wide. Ball out to Mia Doherty. Mia Doherty looking for a long hand pass there down to Grace Clifford. Grace has no player around her at the minute, but she will have Katie Walsh shortly for company. Grace gets rid of it before that happens, and Ellen Dowling is batting for that ball, as is Nessa Dooley, and dirty ball on the ground, but Nessa's trying her best to get it, pushing the back, team's referee free for Kildare. Two substitutions now on the Sligo team. We'll get them for you as soon as we can. Number 18, Tara Walsh, is coming off. Kildare now with that free. Lara Curran just spilling it over to the left hand side and wide. Sligo on the attack now, trying to work it out of their own defence, and Dowling there for Kildare trying to get some sort of a hand to that ball. Denise McGrath now, number 13 in her back, but she's way back in the Sligo defence, trying to work that ball out. Quick hand passing over and finds Sarah Reynolds. Sarah Reynolds now cutting down through the middle, looking for options. She finds one there and she sends it back. Sinead Regan now with that low dangerous ball in. And now we have Katie Walsh taking that one over to the right hand side, just a little bit too far there. Sligo will be eager now to get a point on the board. They haven't gotten a score in the last few minutes. Mary Hulgrain with the short kick out there to Gráinne Keneally. Gráinne Keneally with the hand pass over to Lauren Murta. Back to Siobhan O'Sullivan. Siobhan over the far side looking for Lara Curran. Finds Lara Curran. Kildare trying to work an attack here. Ciara Wheeler now with the ball, looking to switch the direction of the play. There's plenty of Sligo players there for company. Sends it back. Hazel McLaughlin sends it over to Grace Clifford. Grace on the attack. No contact being shouted here by the Kildare side of the house. Ellen Dowling now squares that one up, takes the shot to the left hand side and wide. Quick kick out taken by Sligo. Looking to get that ball out of there as quick as possible. Ellen Dowling gets a hand to it, but it's not enough, and Sligo are still on the attack here. Lauren Murta standing up to meet that player, and her companion there wearing number 5, Sarah Cunny, but referee says free for Sligo. Sligo take that free quickly and looking to find Katie Walsh with Gráinne Keneally and Leisha Linehan are there. Ball is spilled out for a sideline ball. Sligo ball now. Sarah Reynolds with the ball. Sending it back to Sarah Cunny. Low ball sent in there. Sligo still on the attack. And they have Sinead Regan there. Sinead looking to work that ball into a scoreable opportunity, and now we have Sarah Reynolds. Sarah Reynolds just getting by Gráinne Keneally, sends that ball in, but just goes over to the right hand side and wide. Sligo have had a couple of wides now in the last few minutes, and they'll be less than impressed with themselves for it, because they are very capable of taking good scores, but the last few moments and the last few shots just haven't worked out for them. Mary Hulgrain now sending that long ball over to Siobhan O'Sullivan, but Siobhan O'Sullivan is met with Nicola Brennan from Sligo, and Sligo come away with that ball. Katie Walsh, named a full forward, but seems to be covering just about everywhere, gets a hand to it as well, and Sligo are still on the attack here. Jackie Mulligan now looking for an option, looking to fend off Lara Curran. She sends the ball over the head. Sligo are still on the attack here. Referee says someone's arm was pulled and Sligo have a free now. Katie Walsh now stepping up to take this one, with the hopes of putting Sligo back on the scoreboard. That's it, over the bar to decrease the deficit there by one more point. It's a 2-point margin now in between, and Mary Hulgrain kicks that ball out. Lara Gilbert looking to get rid of that ball, but she doesn't want to give it up too easy. Ciara Wheeler looking for Siobhan O'Sullivan, finds Lara Gilbert, sends that ball directly across the pitch there. Lauren Merchant now on the attack, speeding by Denise McGrath, looking for options. She'll switch it over this side, and she does, over to Ciara Wheeler, but referee says half time. We'll just get them substitutes from the Sligo team. We've number 20 came in for number 18, so that is Megan McCormick there coming in for Tara Walsh, and we have number 19 then coming in for Laura Ann Laffey, so that'll be Leah Kelly coming in for Laura Ann Laffey. So we'll just take a little break here now for the halftime break, and we'll be joining you shortly. You're welcome to the second half of this Division 3 semi-final between Kildare and Sligo. Both teams are lined out and waiting for the referee, which is a rare enough occurrence. Usually it's the referee standing out waiting for both teams to line out. Just shows just how eager both sides of the house are to get this ball going again. I can hear the Mayo accent of the umpires coming out there now, so referee Kevin Corkin has just joined us back now and ready to go. Sligo will be looking to start off on a better foot now this time and get a couple of scores on the board to close that 2-point margin there between themselves and Kildare. Ball is thrown in. And it's taken very well by Ciara Wheeler. Ciara Wheeler looking to get away from the Sligo players there, and she has Emma Cavani for company, but Ciara turns and finds Gráinne Keneally. Gráinne Keneally sends that quick ball in to Hazel McLaughlin. Hazel McLaughlin looking for an option, finds Siobhan O'Sullivan, who looks back to Gráinne Keneally for help. Siobhan O'Sullivan now looking to send a better ball in, but she said she'd rather keep possession than send it in. Hazel McLaughlin send that ball over to Ciara Wheeler looking for a change of direction. Ciara sends that ball over the head back to Siobhan, and Mia Doherty comes all the way from corner back to take that ball and give it in to Ellen Dowling, and Ellen Dowling finds Ciara Wheeler, and they're in that dangerous area where the goal is possibly on, but it's well blocked by Sligo there. Sligo are on the attack again there, finding Sarah Reynolds. And Leah Kelly over the far side, back to Sarah Reynolds. Sarah Reynolds being tackled by Lara Curran. Jackie Mulligan now with the ball, send it back to Sarah Reynolds, who seems to be everywhere and anywhere on this pitch. Sarah Cunny now with the ball looking for an option. She sends that low ball on the ground there. Claire Sullivan also puts herself on the ground just to get that ball, and she comes away with it. Gives that ball back to Hazel McLaughlin. Hazel McLaughlin sends it over looking for Grace Clifford. Grace gets a hand to it, and she has Sarah Reynolds for company. Works it back to Siobhan O'Sullivan. Siobhan giving it to runner off the shoulder, Lara Gilbert. Lara driving through Sligo defence there, and she wins her free. Quick ball taken there and given to Gráinne Keneally. Gráinne Keneally just spills that ball, but she has an option of Lauren Murta over the far side. She doesn't see her though, and she turns back into the inside looking for Lara Curran. Lara Curran does well, but takes that ball to ground and gives it back to Gráinne Keneally, who sends it back and over, and Kildare go with the shot. And with a little nod from the umpire's head, the white flag is waved there, and it's a score for Kildare. That'll be the start Kildare will be looking for now to get that first point on the board. Just edging their way away from Sligo. Sarah Reynolds now on the attack for Sligo. Sinead Regan now on the attack over the far side. Isha Lenihan battling there with Katie Walsh in the far corner, trying not to let her out, but Katie Walsh does very well, gets by Isha Lenihan, and now Sligo are on here with a goal opportunity, and Em Cavani, she sees that goal opportunity and she takes it. It's a goal for Sligo, and that's absolutely after turning that whole game upside down from a 3-point margin to all sides square. Kildare will be looking out to get that ball moving out there. The comfort of a 3-point gap there. That comfort has now been taken away by Sligo quite quickly, and Grace Clifford over the far side looking to get that ball moving. She's pulling away from the Sligo player, no one around her, and Grace still on the attack there. She's Ciara Wheeler on the right hand side for an option. Grace says she fancied it herself, but she was back down by Sligo. The referee says a bit of a push in the back, and it's a free in. Discontent from the Sligo side of things for the referee's call there, but Lara Curran steps up to take it nonetheless. Lara Curran with the low ball and over the bar, and to score for Kildare. They'll be looking now to edge away again from Sligo after that goal savagely taken by Sligo only moments ago. Sligo now working their attack. Denise McGrath this side of the pitch looking for an option, finds an option. Sarah Cunny back to Aoife Morris, throw back to Denise McGrath. Denise looking to get by Aoife Ratkin. She does get by her. She sends a high ball in there looking for Katie Walsh, but referee says there's too much pushing and shoving going on. It's a free in for Kildare. For Sligo, apologies. Katie Walsh now lining up to take this. It's an awkward enough position now. Katie finds it comfortable though and sends that ball straight over the bar. All is equal again. Mary Hulgrain now looking to work it out. She sends it straight down the middle there towards Leishan Lenihan, but that ball is spilled. Hazel McLaughlin is doing well to try and tidy it up. However, the referee deemed that there was a potential kick to the fingers there. Or maybe not. Quick discussion with his linesman will sort out the call there. Katie Walsh is lining up to take this free. Well, Claire Sullivan she was receiving treatment for an injury. She's now received a sin bin. A few different events going on there over that side of the pitch. Referee Kevin Corcoran obviously saw more than I saw. Katie Walsh now lining up to take this. Again, a bit of an awkward angle, but she threw over the last one with ease, so she sends this one high up into the air and it seems to be floating and just over the bar. Sligo now with the lead. The smallest of margins, 1 point ahead. Granny Keneally now taking that ball from Mary Hulgrain. She sends the ball over the head of a few. Siobhan Sullivan read it well though. Tidied it up for Kildare. Sends it back over to Hazel McLaughlin. Hazel McLaughlin looking for an option. Tries to get away from Emma Cavani. Sends it back to the goalie there, Mary Hulgrain. Hazel McLaughlin now over the far side of the pitch. Kildare struggling to work it out of their own half now at this stage. Leisha Lenihan over the far side. Looking to burst past Sligo. Quick ball to Grace Clifford. Grace Clifford being tackled ferociously though and looking for a change. Aoife Ratkin over this side of the pitch presents as some sort of an option to Grace, but Grace is being surrounded by Sligo players. It's making it a lot more difficult to send that ball, and Ciara Wheeler now with the ball. She sends that shot and it's dropping just to the left hand side and wide there. Sligo now looking to work up an attack here. Into the hands of Leah Kelly. Leah Kelly sends that ball over the head into the hands of Sinead Regan. Sinead Regan in battle there with Grace Clifford, and Grace just steals that ball and looks for the option and has that option there of Nasa Dooley. And back to Ciara Wheeler, back to Hazel McLaughlin. Hazel McLaughlin giving it over to Mia Doherty with a long hand pass. And now Nasa Dooley on the attack here with Sarah Reynolds for company, still moving it around, trying to keep going. Lauren Murta here kicking the ball in the middle for Lara Kern. Lara Kern coming at pace, bursts by that Sligo player, looks for the option, finds the option. Ellen Dowling. Ellen Dowling now surrounded by Sligo players, looking for another option. Gráinne Keneally taking it. Gráinne Keneally looking around her, finds her partner there in midfield, Siobhan O'Sullivan. Siobhan looking, gives it over to Ellen Dowling. It's almost like Kildare don't want to take the shot in case they miss it. Ellen Dowling looking for an option. They want to find a secure spot to take it. Gráinne Keneally now looking to switch it back. Ball sent in there to Aoife Ratkin. Aoife Ratkin looking for that option. She finds it in Hazel McLaughlin. Hazel McLaughlin now ducking and diving. Now we've Lauren Murta with the most space that's allowed there in that box, and Nessa Dooley goes for the quick one. She sends a beautiful point over the bar. It's a long time coming, but it did eventually get there. Sligo on the attack. Sligo with a low ball in there to Katie Walsh. Katie Walsh does well to deal with it there, and she sends it back to who it came from, Laura Cunny. Laura Cunny tries to hand it over to Leah Kelly. Leah Kelly looking for an option there again. She finds Katie Walsh, who's surrounded by Kildare players, does extremely well to get it to Emma Cavani. It's a goal opportunity on here, but that opportunity is stolen by Gráinne Keneally. He sends it over to Siobhan Sullivan, trying to work it out of the Kildare defence. Bodies are getting tired out there now. The heat is really hitting players. Mia Doherty now over the far side, looking to work this out, looking for an option, but all she sees is a black jerseys. Mia Doherty still with the ball, looks over to Lauren Murta for assistance, finds Lauren Murta. Lauren has Eva Radigan up on the right hand side. She sends that ball just over the head of Ciara Wheeler, and Sarah Reynolds claims it back for Sligo. Aoife Morris Rowe on the attack now over the far side. Quick hand pass then into Sarah Cunny. Sarah Cunny over to Denise McGrath. Denise McGrath trying to get by Laura Curran and Ellen Dowling. Ellen Dowling keeping Emma Keneally company. Ball is kicked in low and into the hands of Katie Walsh. Katie Walsh sends it back, but the ball is spilled on the ground there. Denise McGrath retaining possession, but the referee deems a throw ball. It's Kildare free. Gráinne Keneally looking for an option, but she doesn't seem to have a whole lot. There seems to be a lot of space, but not a whole lot of players. Substitution here, we have Trina Duggan, number 18, coming in for number 6 there, Alicia Lenihan. Kildare start their attack with Gráinne Keneally over the far side, handing it off to Grace Clifford. Grace Clifford looking for an option, looking to work that ball into some sort of a score. Ciara Wheeler now on the attack. She comes straight down through the middle and she dodges one Sligo player, and she takes that shot, and that shot is over the bar. Sligo now on the attack, looking to bring back the drawn scores. Gráinne Keneally turns it over there, and Kildare now back on the attack, coming down through the middle. Jackie Mulligan there keeping Siobhan O'Sullivan company in the middle. Grace Clifford now over the far side, looking to gingerly work that ball in. She sends a ball over to Ellen Dowling. Ellen Dowling has Nessa Dooley right in the middle, coming on an absolute like a steam train. Sends a perfect ball in, and Nessa Dooley with the goal for Kildare. It's like Ellen Dowling predicted the future there with that score, with that ball that she sent over to Nessa Dooley. It was well worked there by the full forward line of Kildare. Sligo now looking for revenge. They're on the attack. Michelle McNamara coming down through the middle. She has Lara Kern for company. Lara Kern is sticking by her. Michelle gets rid of that ball and sends it. There's a bit of a collision out there, but Ciara Gilroy for Sligo is on the ground requesting treatment, and the referee's just holding the play up there to make sure that the players get seen to. It's a warm day out there. It's no surprise if a player needs to take a few minutes after a hit like that. Ball is restarted there with Gráinne Keneally, send it back to Mia Doherty. Mia Doherty looking back for Gráinne. Gráinne over on that dangerously close to that sideline. She sends that ball to Siobhan O'Sullivan. Sends the ball into the middle. Trina Duggan getting her first touch this game, sends that ball over the head into the hands of Lara Gilbert. Lauren Merchant now with the ball to switch the direction completely, looking for an option, sends a ball. She looks for Nessa Dooley but doesn't find her. Instead, Lauren Bowles coming to meet it. However, Ellen Dowling obviously had an eye on that from the minute it was kicked, and she's awarded a free for her efforts there. Sligo 21. Lara Curran stepping up to take this now for Kildare. Lara Curran now with the shot. Sends that ball in low, it's dropping, it drops into the hands of Leonie Gaughan. Leonie Gaughan moves quick and gets it out to Sinead Regan. Sinead Regan is taking a solo run down the pitch, and she finds her midfielder Sarah Reynolds. Sarah Reynolds taking it on, she sends that ball in front of Denise McGrath. Denise McGrath just takes the shot, she doesn't take too much of a look at it, but it does drop into the hands of Mary Hulgrain. Aoife Rotkin now for Kildare, wearing 15 but all the way back in corner back. Gráinne Keneally looking for Trina Duggan but just missed her. Lara Curran tidies it up though, and she spots that Lauren Murta is on the road here in front of us. Lauren Murta sends that ball over to Aoife Rotkin. Aoife Rotkin looking for a quick option, she finds it in Ellen Dowling. Ellen Dowling turning around looking for options. She's the only Kildare player around for a little while. Aoife Rotkin calling for the option, but Ellen Dowling takes a shot. It spills out towards the end line. It's not quite gone out, and it's kept in play by Sligo. Grace Clifford out there keeping that Sligo player company. And Mia Doherty coming from all the way back from corner back sends that ball back to Grace Clifford. The attack is still on here for Kildare, and Mia Doherty with excellent hands there to reclaim that ball. Ellen Dowling now looking, takes a shot. That's a huge score for Kildare. Praise for Mia Doherty here on the sideline, and it's well deserved. She read that ball excellently coming from corner back. Leonie Gaughan with the restart now, and Sligo looking to work up some score. Substitution Aisling Malloy, it looks like, has come in for Sligo. With Katie Walsh still playing that attack there. Siobhan O'Sullivan ties it up for Kildare. Mia Doherty now, who's really coming into this game, has sent it over there to Gráinne Keneally. Gráinne Keneally looking for an option. She ploughs on anyway. Lara Curran with Trina Duggan by her side, but she finds Grace Clifford in front of her instead. Grace looking to change the direction of it. She finds Hazel McLaughlin. Hazel McLaughlin looks for Aoife Rotkin and finds her. Aoife Rotkin sends it back to Lara Curran. Lara Curran back to Hazel McLaughlin. Grace Clifford now taking part in this Kildare attack. Aoife Rotkin now eyes it up, takes the shot, but it is just dropping low. It's handled there quite easily by Leonie Gaughan. Aoife Morris Rowe now on the attack for Kildare. Or on the attack for Sligo, apologies. Sarah Reynolds looking for an option. All the Sligo players getting some sort of a touch on this ball. Nicola Brennan. Sligo still continuing their attack despite the ball being messed around with on the ground. Referee says over carrying. Player down there in the middle of the pitch. Kildare looking to send out assistance to her. While Claire Sullivan returns to play after her sin bin timing ending. The player down is Ellen Dowling. Ellen Dowling up and able for the rest of this game. Mary Hulgrain now with the kick out, looking for options. Sends the ball over, but it's dangerously close to a few Sligo players. It's well handled there by Trina Duggan. Trina looking back there to find Mary Hulgrain for maybe a further option. She sends that ball to Mia Doherty. Mia Doherty over the far side now, looking to dip and dodge the Sligo attackers, and she does very well. She's made a huge burst there and sends that ball in a perfect position there for Lara Curran. Lara Curran on the attack here now, still looking for an option, and she finds on Ellen Dowling. Ellen Dowling, as we've seen all day, she's been kicking the quick ones off her left. She takes an excellent shot there, and it's a point for Kildare. Again, Mia Doherty having a huge part to play in Kildare's attacks. Just take a short break now for a water break.
By 10 points and they haven't conceded. There should be something that
the attack there with Lauren Bowles. Lauren Bowles sent it over to Sarah Reynolds. Sarah Reynolds looking for an option. She has a few around her. She finds it in Aoife Morris Rowe. Back to Sinead Regan, back to Aoife Morris Rowe. Sligo are coming at absolute pace here. There's plenty of Kildare players. Nearly everyone is back within the Kildare 45, but referee says free out. Trina Duggan now looking for the option, looks back towards her goalkeeper, Mary Hulgrain, who sends it over here to Aoife Ratkin. Aoife Ratkin with quick hand pass back to Trina Duggan. Trina Duggan coming at absolute pace here. Sends that ball to Lara Curran. Lara Curran with quick hand pass over to Lauren Morsha. Ciara Wheeler now on the attack. Lara Curran looking back, finds Ciara Wheeler. Bit of a push after the fact. Referee says free for Kildare. He won't take that messing out in the pitch. Ellen Dowling now lining up to take this one. Just inside the Kildare 45. Or inside the Sligo 45. So she takes a short option, finds Grania Keneally, sends it back to Ellen Dowling. Ellen Dowling looking for an option. She wants to kick off her left, but she's going. And she does send it over to her left and over to Siobhan O'Sullivan, who sends it in front of Hazel McLaughlin, who's coming now at pace into that danger zone. Shot on and goal here for Kildare. From the unsuspecting Hazel McLaughlin. Hazel now has been involved in the fair few plays there from Kildare going forward, but she wasn't expecting to be on the end of that score. Nonetheless, goal for Kildare. Sligo back on the attack here. Sarah Reynolds now looking to claim back some sort of a score here for Sligo. They're moving at pace. Kildare trying to get a hand in, trying to make life difficult. They are making life difficult there. Number 2, Claire Sullivan, on a return to play has won a free there for Kildare. Substitution here, Ellen Dowling coming off for Kildare, being replaced by number 23, Sarah Munnelly. However, the play has been allowed to continue before Sarah has come onto the pitch. Maybe I have that substitution wrong. Viva Ratkin now. She goes for the shot. She sends it over to the left hand side. It just drops. Nessa Dooley there. Getting a hand to it, but Nessa gets taken to the ground there. Apologies, I had that substitution wrong. It's in fact Michaela McKenna that came on there for Ellen Dowling. And now Sarah Munnelly is coming on. She had me tricked earlier on. She finished her warm-up. Placing Ciara Wheeler there, who's had an excellent game now. She wasn't named originally in the 15 during the week, but she came on. She had a huge impact in this game, so management to be delighted with their decision. Referee deems his most popular call throughout this game for overcarrying, and Sligo are on the way out again with the attack. Ball is sent just too high for Emma Cavani, no matter how tall she is, but Mia Doherty has tidied that up there and handed it off to Siobhan O'Sullivan. Siobhan O'Sullivan now on the attack. She finds Sarah Munnelly, who sends it back to Mia Doherty. Mia Doherty sends it over to Lara Curran. Lara Curran sending it into Claire Sullivan, who stumbles a little bit but finds Grace Clifford, who looks for another option over this side. She finds Lauren Murtagh. Kildare now looking to open up that play. Aoife Ratkin over to Granny Keneally. Granny Keneally sent it over there to Siobhan O'Sullivan, back to Hazel McLaughlin. Trina Duggan now looking for another option. Siobhan O'Sullivan here handing it off to Claire Sullivan. Claire Sullivan to Sarah Munnelly. Sarah Munnelly back to Claire Sullivan. Claire Sullivan over to Lauren Murtagh, and Sligo are putting huge pressure on. Leah Kelly having a huge influence there on the play of Kildare. Siobhan O'Sullivan now. Sligo are building up their defence. Aoife Ratkin looking to just move this ball, and it's being forced all the way back to the Kildare 45. Now Claire Sullivan looking to work it out. Still in possession here for Kildare. Aoife Ratkin now. They'll be looking to switch some sort of a side. Hazel McLaughlin now over to Mary Hulgrain. Trina Duggan with quick kick over to Granny Keneally. Granny Keneally sends that ball low into Lara Curran, and it's just spilled away there into the hands of Aisling Malloy, who's doing very well over the far side, just keeping it into play. Sends that ball into Sarah Reynolds. Sarah Reynolds on the attack for Sligo now. Hands that ball off over to Eva Morris-Rowe, who sends it back, and Sligo are still on the attack, trying to burst into that danger zone, but referee says she's being held up there. Katie Walsh trying to take a free one there, but Kildare were a little bit too in the way. Katie Walsh now lining up to take this one. That's a point for Sligo. Number 2, Claire Sullivan, apologies, coming off there to make way for Eva Turley coming into the play. Mary Hulgrain now with the restart, sends it into the hands of Hazel McLaughlin, who sends it Siobhan O'Sullivan. Siobhan looking for an option. Sends it back to Sarah Munnelly. Sarah Munnelly sends that ball long, and we might see if Michaela McKenna is getting a touch on this, and she does, and she's trying to shimmy her way around the players. Nessa Dooley now in possession, looking not to give it away too quickly, sends it over to Sarah Munnelly. Sarah Munnelly looking for an option as well, sends it over to Lara Curran. Lara Curran takes the pop at it. That is an excellent score from Lara Curran. Sligo now on the attack down the middle of the pitch. Sinead Regan looking up, looking for options. She's Hazel McLaughlin for company. Sinead's holding on to possession. Referee says bit of pulling over that side, and Kildare rewarded a free. Trina Duggan now stepping up to take this one. She gives a quick kick over to Gráinne Keneally, who's waiting patiently on the sideline, gives it back to Trina Duggan, who's gone like a bullet. Quick hand pass then into Michaela McKenna. Michaela McKenna with the shot. It's another excellent score from Kildare. Sligo on the attack. Aoife Morris-Rowe giving a quick hand pass off. Dummy is sold by Sligo, but it's taken back by Nessa Dooley. Referee says there's too much in that tackle and gives the free against Nessa. Free signal and possibility of 2 ticks there for Nessa Dooley. He's having a word of warning with her anyway, regardless. Sarah Reynolds now stepping up to take this one. And following that conversation, Nessa Dooley has been shown the yellow. Sarah Reynolds now sending that huge ball into the box, and it's taken relatively well by Emma Keneally, but that ball is spilled on the ground and it's a dirty ball, and referee deems it was touched on the ground by a Kildare player. It's a free in now for Kildare, or for Sligo. Sligo will be looking to capitalise on the fact that Nessa Dooley is out of action for the next few minutes. Katie Walsh now stepping up for this one for Sligo. She goes for the goal. It's off the crossbar. It's down onto the ground, and Kildare's Mia Doherty was waiting in anticipation for that ball. Ball is batted down there by Sligo. Hectic enough tackling there by Nicola Brennan, and Kildare come away with it. Gráinne Keneally now looking to switch it back over the other side to Hazel McLaughlin. Siobhan Keneally now, or Siobhan O'Sullivan sending it over. Sarah Mulley now. Mia Doherty on the attack here, coming down the middle. She finds Sarah Mulley. Sarah Mulley looking back for Aoife Ratkin. Aoife Ratkin sends it over the head of Sarah Mulley, but Lauren Murta gets there first, and Lauren Murta has pulled away from all Sligo players now, and she's trying to get into some sort of a position where a score is an opportunity. Michaela McKenna now coming at pace. Lara Curran now looking to settle the play, and Lauren Murta still trying to bring that ball into the dangerous area. She throws a hand pass back, but it just slips a little bit awry there, and Sligo take possession. Sligo look to try and give a quick kick pass, but it doesn't go their way. Substitution here for Kildare. Number 5, Lauren Murta, coming off there to make way for number 26, Fiona Trout. Grace Clifford now stepping up to take this sideline ball. Ball has gone back, handled well by Sarah Munnelly. Sarah Munnelly gives it off. Lara Gilbert sends it over to Hazel McLaughlin. Hazel McLaughlin powering through there. She gives a quick hand pass. The referee says she's took too much out of it, just when Grace Clifford was coming in with a goal opportunity there. Leonie Gahan tried to get that ball moving quickly. However, the referee says we'll take it where it was, the free was given. Sligo now sending that ball over here to Megan McCormick. Megan McCormick doing well to take some control on it. Megan McCormick still in possession, and Nicola Brennan now sending that high ball into Emma Cavani, who has Mia Doherty hanging for company. Referee says she was pushed. Sligo supporters here are not too impressed with the call. Probably thought that McNevey was in a scoreable position. However, if that went awry, they'd be giving out the other direction. So Emma Cavani now stepping up to take her own free here. Low ball sent in, similar enough to Katie Walsh's attempt earlier on to get a goal, but this one goes out to the right hand side and wide for Sligo. Kildare now will be taking their time with their restarts, looking to wind down that clock. Mary Hulgray now looking for an option. Sends it over the head of Emma Kennevy towards Hayes McLaughlin, but that ball is pulled there by Sarah Cunny. And Emma Cavani now in possession, looking for Denise McGrath. Denise McGrath fumbles it on the ground, doesn't touch it on the ground though, picks it up, takes the shot, takes it well, and it's a score for Sligo. Our referee says Shin A here. That score, unfortunately for Sligo, was too short of the scoreline there. Scoreline as we have it is 1-8 Sligo, 2-14 to Kildare. So Kildare right out as the victors of this game. Huge battle here in Kiltoom today from both sides. The scoreline probably doesn't really reflect the game that happened here today, but congratulations to Kildare, moving on now into the final, where they'll see the winners of the other semi-final. Commiserations to Sligo. And thanks to Lidl for being putting us in a position, I suppose, to stream this game, to stream the other games that aren't being televised at the moment. And thanks to Entray here for the streaming services provided today. So that's all. We'll leave you to it here from Kiltoom. It's 1-8 Sligo, 2-14 to Kildare.